Well, ladies and germs, today the sun is totally hidden by chemtrails, white haze that they spray into the sky. When you look up at the sky and you see all white haze like that, and you can see those vertical lines or horizontal lines there in the sky. All this white haze there, those aren't clouds. That's just a manufactured white haze. You could see some of the beautiful blue sky beyond the haze. That's the sky we're supposed to have today. Now, if these global warming hoaxer elite people see a normal weather pattern, with a little rain, they'll spray the shit in the sky, and they got facilities that pump out these chemical clouds with water vapor to make it rain more, to accentuate whatever little minor storm pattern that's moving in. Now you got some clouds up there, but all that white haze that surrounds it, that's not normal. Okay? It looks like it's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna clear back there in the west. I really don't. It might, but the sun is, its locale is probably up somewhere there in the west. But all this damn haze, all that haze in the background there, is all man-made. That's not normal. What do you think? That fog resides that high in the sky? That's terrible. All this shit is man-made in the sky. When you look up at the sky and it's just all whited out, white haze, it's the perpetrators against man doing this with the global warming hoax. It disgusts me. I had work to do today, outside, and I was stopped in my tracks because of this shit. Terrible what they're doing. And this winter, oh my God, if they keep this up, it's going to be a bad winter. If they continue to block out the sun and spray this shit to make the weather pattern worse, we're going to have sleet, hail, and tons of snow, worse than last year, because they've really ramped up the chemtrailing in 2018 and now 2019. And it's terrible. 2020, God knows what they're going to be doing then. I was surprised last night because there was a clear sky. You could see the moon and stars. Moon looked like it was about 97% full. And I was surprised. It was one of the first nights in months that I could see anything without them blocking it out. Oh, by the way, my cousin, Castor, never mind the comment. I need to borrow $400 for something I want to get. It's worth a lot of money. I'll pay you back in DVDs. Civil War item, Kepi, beautiful, from a guy I know from Antiques Roadshow. So, yeah, the sun's supposed to be right over there. It's trying, but it can't get through this man-made haze that they spray with these chemtrails. Are terrible. Now it's getting to the point where I don't even see them laying down the contrail chemical line. They just roll in. Like, you see how this pattern here is moving? Looks like it's moving about 10 miles an hour. And they just roll in. They look like they roll in at about 20 miles an hour. Always from the west, too. West moving east. The chemtrails come even from the north and south, and then detour to go east. It's crazy to watch. It's like they have an intelligence in their propulsion. This shit is bullshit, man. When they see a weather pattern moving in, they hit it hard. They hit it hard to accentuate it, to make it worse, make it longer. They want to flood Lake Ontario. And they keep it off the news. The news rarely mentions it, but Lake Ontario has been suffering severe flooding issues because of this, what they're doing here. They're doing it. That Dorian, Hurricane Dorian was, I can't say that it wasn't natural, but I can say that they made it worse There's all types of reports that well, I forgot who it was, DARPA or HARP, they were beaming microwaves at it while it was out over the ocean, heating up the water vapor inside the hurricane, making it far worse than it ever would have been. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it sounds true. Because I know what I see every day, every other day with these chemtrails that they're laying down that turn the sky completely white into a white blanket of haze, and that is not contrails. Yeah, think of the word contrail. A chemtrail is a true contrail. It's conning you. See those lines? Though that's not, geez, what do they call the rays of the sun that you can triangulate back to the sun, proving that it's local? Geez, what was in? I forgot. You know, dang it, my memory's going on me. Crepuscular rays, yeah. Those aren't crepuscular rays up there. Those lines are in the cloud pattern because they were laid down like that. Terrible, terrible. See that white haze in between? You see the white clouds and then that little darker blue? That's all white haze, and that's not normal. That little cloud there, I can't even tell if that's a real cloud, but all that white haze behind it is not natural. It is not natural. And another thing, people who think the Earth's spinning 1,000+ miles per hour at the equator, that's the equivalent of a speeding bullet. Now, if the Earth is spinning 1,030+ miles an hour, 1,039 miles an hour, how the hell can you look up and see a cloud moving by at 10, 15 miles an hour? That is illogical, okay? There's no way that you can look up and see a cloud moving by at 10 miles an hour if the ground underneath that cloud is moving that fast. Okay, that's ridiculous. And I know what well-versed heliocentric model globe defenders will say. Oh, the atmosphere is attached to the ground of the Earth somehow, velcroed by gravity. And that's ridiculous, because gravity is intangible. It's never... Do you ever wonder why it's still a 500+ year old theory in 2019 with all the alleged technology they say we have? Why they can detect magnetism, why they can detect electricity, but a far more important occurrence or force or whatever you want to call gravity itself is not directly detectable. It has no presence in substance, and that's why it's still a theory, because they can't detect it. All they can do is say, oh, look at the rock fall, that's gravity. Oh, step on a scale, that's gravity. No, it's not. Those are alleged effects or results of gravity, alleged. Okay? It's not whatever gravity is. Electricity moves per a current. Magnetism in a field, laser beams, X-rays. Everything has to propagate in some type of way. Particle, current, field, wave, beam, ray. Gravity has never been detected per current, wave, field, beam, or ray, or particle. That's why it's a theory. That's why jackasses like Neil deGrasse Tyson will sit there and tell you they don't know what gravity is. Okay, there's nothing to study, just its alleged effects or results, because you think you live on the outside surface of a giant spinning ball. You can go look at the horizon for 500 miles and it's level. Water's level, the oceans are level. You can't add up all these horizons that are horizontal and get a sphere that's 25,000 miles in circumference. It's stupid. You ask, well, why does stuff fall? Of course it's going to fall. A rock will fall because it has no support. Its surrounding air is not strong enough to support it. My hand can support it, but a rock will fall through air because the air can't support it. It will fall until it hits something or makes contact with something that can support it, i.e. the ground. Okay? It came from the earth, so that's where it returns. Okay, everything we have on the earth came from the earth, and if unsupported, will return to the earth. It's not going to go up. That's stupid. Okay, there's nothing there for it to support. It's going to return to where it came from, the earth. Everything, a rock, a pen, a plate, a car tire, a feather, it all came from the earth. Okay, and if I were to let go of this phone, it would fall through the air because it's heavier than the air. The air can't support it. Now, helium will rise unaffected by the fictitious force of gravity because it is lighter than air. So it will rise. It's lighter than air. So there you have it. Gravity is a fictitious force. The atmosphere, gaseous atmosphere, is velcroed to the earth by gravity. When a butterfly can flap its wings and overcome gravity, a butterfly can overcome gravity flying over the ocean, and there's supposed to be all this gravity holding the ocean down? Give me a break. Wake up and face reality, people. Don't forget what I said, Caster.